understands that was live.
And with that note, I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll save a clip it. When I get up and walk to the back of the room. We'll save that for your retirement. All right, first round is hazard pay checks.
Oh, here. You want me to read? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. I'm missing a few things.
What are you missing? Tell me when
It's
you're
all on
ready.
that one.
Oh, it's all,
It's all on the one
I'm
sheet.
missing something.
It's a special
Okay.
payroll.
Ready? George Abel, $2,251.92. Eleanor Cherry's $2,082.81. Matthew Bergeron is $1,147.77. Joseph Bird is $2,364.18. Gabrielle Burgess Labonte is $382.58. Eli Corson, $197.88. Alyssa Sanuski is $1,147.77. Michael Dame is $2,384.18. Edwin Decatur III is $1,147.77. Charles Fitzgerald III is $197.88. Robert Gagnon is $1,081.96. John Isabel is $382.58. Erica Kenyon is $593.67. William Kenyon is $593.67. Peter King is $382.58. Kevin Nealand is $2,251.92. Julie Labonte is $1,147.77. Olivia Matthews is $593.67. Francis McGinnis is $1,652.36. Casey Newell is $197.88. Katrina Tennant is $382.58. Josh Turner is $1,145.80. Dan Wicks is $2,384.18. Jeremy Worcester is $1,147.78.
Total of $27,243.14.
This one's quick. Christine Belanger, $787.65. Matthew Bergeron is $282.68. Keith Culligan is $171.31. Charles Fitzgerald is $35.79. Erica Kenyon is $137.20. William Kenyon, $217.65. Timothy Lindeman is $108.88. Kristen Patch is $481.94. Sophia Streck is $91.71.
Total of $2,314.81.
Alright, thank you, sir. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
You ready, Phyllis? George Abel, $1,587.67. Eleanor Cherry is $1,551.70. Andrea Bickham is $606.09. Joseph Bird is $922.55. Mark Brightman is $874.76. Gabrielle.
Katie, you missed one.
Oh, there you go. Caden, $587.16.
Okay.
Mark Brightman, did I already do him?
Yep.
All right. Gloria Bendia Becerra is $502.25. Gabrielle Burgess Labonte is $76.68. I guess I should have got my little rubber thing.
Do you want me to get those?
No, I'm good. I'll figure it out. Adenar Charlton is $440.83. Karen Clemens is $1,065.17, and I see Ken sign it. Jeffrey Collins is $726.95. Eli Corson is $76.68. This is gonna be hard. There we go. Alyssa Sanuski is $218.61. Michael Dame is $695.38. Edwin Decatur is $981.15. Jocelyn Dennehy is $237.55. See, I'm being good. I'm not licking my fingers. Kiki Dallas Walls is $154.92. Robert Gagnon is $757.60. Thanks, Karen, for saving my life. Oh, that got stuck with paper. There we go. All right, here we go. Joshua and Jason Grant is $548.45. Andrew Gray is $454.28. Mary Lyons Hall is $111.75. John Isabel is $151.26. Kip Kaiser $777.92. Joyce Kegel is $513.26. Peter King is $42.83. Kevin Nealand is $1,740.85. Albert Kazaka is $137.65. Julie Labonte is $1,423.47. Stephanie Lazat Croto is $405.48. Heather Lindsay is $611.87. Olivia Matthews is $28.83. Abigail Minor is $381.37. Sydney Minor is $188.48. Aaron Mitchell is $190.81. Rachel Mowbray is $174.54. Jeremy Potter is $133.44. Wayne Robinson is $921.73. Charlotte Sullivan is $188.48. Katrina Tennant is $463.26. Josh Turner is $42.93. Olivia Wall is $88.83. Daniel Wicks is $1,311.95. Janice Weirs $769.87. Jeremy Worcester is $126.51. Daphne Watts is $686.80.
For a total of $24,680.60.
Combined total of $54,238.55.
Thank you, sir.
Tired of reading?
No, I'll go.
Sure.
Yep, I just had to catch my breath and now I'm just lubricating my fingers. And there's not that many. This is easy. Tell me when. Blow Brothers, $112. Bob's Septic Service, $400. Central Loan Administration is $3,947.50. Comstar is $9.65. Crystal Rock is $29.44. Eversource is $112.44. Exeter Flower Shop is $105.99. Health Trust Inc. is $7.69. Treasurer State of New Hampshire is $194. Bernard Waste Systems is $14,483.34. Seacoast Mills Building Supply is $17.97. UniFirst Corp is $165.67. Valak is $296.45. Verizon Wireless is $132.69. WB Mason is $299.99.
For a total of $20,314.82.
I would deliver it to you, no,
We have one rec check and a deposit into rec.
So there's two manifests in there, one of them was for last week and one is for this week.
The top one is last week, so the 3 new checks are this week.
And one deposit and 3 checks for this week.
Sure. The poor chair is gonna get destroyed with this leg.
No,
I'll sit forward.
I'm not talking about his chair.
Somebody steal his chair again?
No, it's just, I'm beating the living daylights out of the leg here.
Oh,
Andy and I have to straddle.
you want me to move down?
No, because we're doing our social distance
Oh, I can move
as
down
much
a
as we
little
can. Ah, you're good. We're good.
Oh, there's
Makes
2
life good.
manifests, I'm sorry.
Oh, Bill, you missed one.
I did?
Yes, you did.
Well, okay. I'll come over and do it. Oh, thanks.
Nobody listens.
No, I did hear that.
It's this one.
That one, and then this one will go right back in the package.
I found it. It's like it's my first day.
Is this going?
First day back from vacation.
Is this all going here?
Yeah.
So you have to see money.
Check. And this is yours.
Oh, thank you.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you very much.
PD overtime 34.5. 0 for fire and 0 for highway.
So I ended last week at $653,000 because the bank hadn't caught up to all the deposit activity yet, so that's why that big number starts. Looking almost 700,000 more this week. You just did the payroll, et cetera. During the course of the week, I transferred $1.3 million into our money market account, which is why we're at $6,168,000. No CDs because they're not paying any interest. So our $23,000 in interest is as much as we're gonna get, pretty much.
So they're not doing any interest at all?
It's like 0.05,
Yeah, crazy.
and the money market's the same rate.
So you leave it.
So there it sits.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, John.
Building permits, Chris Shields, 51 Fellows Road for a new roof. Holly Lanahan, 15 Robinson for electrical permit for pool. Three Ponds LLC, 3 Chuck Drive for a new dwelling. 3 Ponds LLC, we have 38 Three Ponds Drive, 40 Three Ponds Drive, and 42 Three Ponds Drive for plumbing permits for new dwellings. Floyd at 80 South Road for a plumbing permit. Sullivan at 49 Hague Road for a plumbing permit, and 3 Ponds Drive, 2 Chuck Drive is the new dwellings.
Three Ponds is really jamming. I drove through there and I was like, whoa.
They're smoking over
How many houses are in and
They're on Tuck Drive right now.
We did 30 new dwellings last year,
You did how many?
30.
Wow.
I mean, they're moving. And they have some with 3 bay garages too. I was kinda surprised.
Are they all occupied, what's sold, or
Yeah, and
what's built, is it sold?
yeah,
occupied?
pretty
I think
much,
pretty
even
much.
some of the ones they're building already have it sold on the little placard on the front.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're just building the ones that are selling out quick. I know they had one that was like a model home, and like, I drove in the next day and it was like off the thing, I'm like, it's like, that's not a bad deal, maybe I'll go take a look at it and see what it is. That lasted for about half a second.
Seems like it's pretty high.
The association fees, I think, is what's gonna kill people, on top of the taxes.
Hey Chief, how are you?
Good. We seem to have an Amazon warehouse.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen, they got
We just did the preliminary.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. They haven't presented final plans.
but none of that comes into Brentwood, right?
Nope.
It's all Kingston. And then they're doing stuff over here at Sig Sauer too, right? The parade was great, except for a lot of people wanted it on the 4th, which actually ended up being a better day, so.
It was a very nice parade.
It was fun.
I was
I love
surprised
the
at
dog.
You like, you like the dog? I got so many people laughing about that, although Andy just shook his head at me.
Did you bring Arla?
Yeah, I'll show you a picture later on.
Yeah, yeah.
He was all dressed up. He's got goggles.
It was awful funny.
And the fact is, he kept them on, which was awesome.
I know, that was awesome.
You want a motion for the minutes?
As soon as Phil's at them.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion on minutes of 6:16? Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And I'm gonna abstain.
Do we have
Non-public?
a motion for the non-public?
Second.
Any discussion, non-public 6:16? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I'm abstaining.
Did we have any the prior, or is we caught up?
I think we should be caught up. Wayne's gonna be on vacation July 23rd through the 29th.
Will the road be done then?
The road would probably be done tomorrow.
You're kidding.
Sweet. I know,
I was there Saturday. It didn't look like it was anywhere near being ready.
All hot top, we got it all hot top today. We're
All
gonna put the-
right.
We're gonna put the shoulders on it tomorrow. And, I was gonna wait till Friday before I opened it. They give that hot top time enough, so I don't have the big trucks going down around there and
Right.
tearing it up. So I figured I'd open it Friday, it should be all set. And, we put I put wooden rails on. I got 8x8s, and we got actually one rail. I went out and measured the rails that we had on Prescott Road, and I put them the same height. I was gonna put two on there, but I think we only need to put one, because we have to let the snow go through.
Right.
And, because they only got one on Prescott Road. And I used, 4x8s for the rail. And that's, we figured that was state spec, and they're, pressure treated, they're all pressure treated. We put them in because we, put gravel all up against them, right from the bottom all the way up of the bridge part. So if anyone hits them, they'll probably total the car. They're pretty fast.
well, if they're going that fast on there, hopefully it's nobody with a fart can on the back.
Well,
of
I
their
mean,
car.
I didn't wanna go fussy with it, cause all the way down the whole river down through there, there's nothing.
Right.
And we did put rocks. I'm gonna try to get a few more rocks to put up around. We put them up along there before the bridge.
You want some big ones?
We got some-
Yeah, where's all the ones at the fire department?
Well, I have some in my yard you can have.
I went over.
And
to
while
the
you're
fire
at it, can you
department.
pick up
I
his
did go up
tractor
there
and
The other day to look at it, to get up there. I can get up there, but I'm gonna probably tear the lawn up, so I said, I better not. They're way up back in the back of the woods there. So we were gonna try to get some. They had it all mowed and everything. I said, well, we're gonna tear it up, so we better not.
Just
take
call me, man, I'll come over with a Jeep, we'll winch one of those rocks right there.
So, but I just need a few more rocks just to put down through there on both sides of the road there. But it should be fine.
Find lots of rocks in the river,
Yeah,
because you can get in the water now, the trickle.
Great job. Thank you so much.
That's awesome, I know, I got a couple people that were very happy about it, they've already
Oh, yeah,
just reached out to
they've
me,
all
so-
been down there, they've all walked down, see how we're doing, there's quite a few people been down there,
Yeah, Saturday there was a handful of people.
yeah. But we'll have it done.
Anything else, Wayne?
No, did you guys get the bids that the quotes that I had for that tractor?
Right.
I don't know what came up with it.
Yeah, the one in Plastow was outrageous.
I got stuff sitting in
I
my,
thought it was, up here
No,
was
the one-
outrageous.
No,
Yeah, I thought Chapel was like, fine.
Chapel was the cheapest one.
No, Chapel wasn't,
Oh, really?
no, it wasn't
The
Chapel.
one in Plastow, MB tractor was.
MB tractor was the cheapest.
I should put my glasses on.
Put your glasses on, yes,
Well-
MB tractor was the cheapest.
Right, right.
MB tractor was $3,212.69.
Right.
Chapel was $5,863.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though you're in town,
What's that?
even though you're in town. Please.
We were surprised on that too, because,
Well, I'll make a motion for
we
the
didn't
cheap
think it
one.
was that bad. And they work, they do Kubota, MB tractor does Kubota.
For the tractor I didn't wanna buy.
Okay.
I'll second it.
what am I looking at?
How much is gonna cost us to fix the tractor?
This is that new one that we got, the grind things, right?
Yep.
How much does it cost to grind?
No, it's not the grinding.
No, it's the piece you need.
It's a brushwork.
It's the clutch, isn't it?
Yeah. And what's the 58?
That's the
Same
other
thing,
quote.
that's the other quote.
That's the other quote.
So MB is,
Cheap.
And are they guaranteeing it's not gonna exceed? And the only reason I ask that is I know somebody really close to me that has a fart can now in my house that had a vehicle down there, and surprisingly, after he brought it in, the bill was a lot higher than what they originally told him it was gonna be. So I just wanna make sure we have a guarantee not to exceed.
What's the small thing say?
I don't know, that's what they did it up. Set it
I
up
don't
and
think they'll do that with a repair.
It was a repair to his tractor.
Right, they can't guarantee a repair.
Quotes are valid for 30 days. Prices are subject to change at vendor's discretion. All prices quoted, FOB vendor shipping point unless specifically noted. Special order parts are to be prepaid in advance. There are no returns. Trucking is not covered by manufacturer warranty. Trucking costs are responsible to the customer.
MB, that's their brand, that's their tractor,
Yeah.
that's Kubota. That's what they work on, so.
Okay, I just wanna make sure the price is what it is, so. If we're making a motion, you had a motion, somebody made a
Ken made a
motion?
motion, there was a second by Phyllis,
For $3,212.69?
yes.
As long as it doesn't exceed that, I'd be for it. It's
A
fine.
motion and a second, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we'll get it down there.
Do you,
Tell them that you can't pay any more than that. so-
No, I'll.
Make sure they know
I'll make
that
sure
you're
it ain't
locked,
gonna be any more than
like, it's
do we wanna go over
3212.69.
the Mill Road Bridge bids? Well,
Yeah, we should probably, we tabled that when we were here.
yes.
Yeah.
And we had some discussion about doing a repair as opposed to doing a full replacement, so.
Yeah, it was interesting to look through some of these, 'cause two companies, all they wanna do is full replacement. Two of them, they wanna do, they give you options for repair, and they give you an option for full replacement.
Yep.
So,
And
I'm
so
surprised he's
based
not here
on
tonight.
the
Yeah, I am
fact that
too.
the state bridge fund's gonna open up in probably 2030, and the repair would probably give us 25 years. We thought the repair would be a lot less expensive of an
Mhm.
option, but we didn't wanna make any kind of vote because you weren't here, so we wanted to vote.
yeah, so a new bridge life expectancy is 50 years. If they fix it, it'll give us 25 years.
Minimum.
What's the price
No.
difference?
It's like $200,000.
Is that
Is that
for
right?
new or
I
repair?
gotta look at this. So fix it for under $200,000.
Replace is about. a million.
Proposal is $19,000 in design for repairs. Repair is $70,000 to $160,000, depending on what they have to get into once they start getting in there. Additional cost.
But,
for
but are we
construction
sure that we're talking about the actual physical repair of the
Of
bridge
the bridge.
and not just the engineering?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they,
No, this is just engineer, this is not
Yeah.
construction cost.
this is the proposal that they put together. They put together a budget of what they felt the bridge would cost. If we do a complete replacement, like Crawley Falls was $840,000. This one's gonna be more expensive than that
1.2 million, I think is what.
because of what it is. So if we can get this out until they've closed that list until 2030. If we get 25 years, it pushes us out, we can get on the list,
That's the other.
and then we get,
And the
Pay
other
it
thing we
back.
talked about was that we could, doing the repair, they could do that arch, they can push that metal arch up and use that as a basis, and we can limit the amount of weight on that bridge, right?
Yes,
So-
it's
Which give us,
referencing this
which would also
to
give
the
us
PEC.
some additional,
so there was two bids and both of them would be under 200,000 is what they're saying in their bids.
I'd like to recommend that we invite both of those bidders in and have them explain to us the actual precise work that they will be doing.
Okay.
I have this uncomfortable feeling that we're talking about engineering,
as
because
opposed to
the
actually.
engineering on Crawley Falls was over $250,000.
Yeah.
That was
and
just the
and
engineering.
The engineering on Prescott, we didn't even use, so,
That's something we didn't have to bring up, Bob.
just zinging that in there. So I would be fine with having them both come in here. What do we have? Stevens Consulting and, what is it?
TEC,
Yeah, because two of them wanted to
type
do,
it in on the
The,
21st.
the two I'm looking at, Bob, is just for engineering. The construction is oversight of the construction.
well, there's two there's two bids. So you have one that gives you option, so the one from Stevens, he had 4 different options in here.
Right.
You have option A, B, C, and then there's also options B and D together. And so that's what I was looking at, and then the pricing, if you look at it, option A, it puts it in there, design and permitting is $19,000, bid, construction, and consultation, he puts in there also for tasks 6 and 7. And then it gives you all the different options, so option B, alternative analysis, consulting to help to decide of what we wanna do, that's $18,000. Services previously proposed, which is option C. He's quoting $9,000, and that's compared to Cummings, which had, what was he at, 10 to 12?
He's at 12 on
12?
the high side.
So on the high side, he's at 12, they got 9. So if I'm doing apples to apples, he was at
But
9,
none of
so-
these numbers are for construction, these are all just.
Right, but then the construction itself, when I did a little bit more looking into it, the repair, and that's one of the things I did is I reached out, if you fix it, what would the cost be for if you fixed it? And so I reached out to Bob Stevens, and I said, how much would it cost if you repaired this? If I was to repair this, what's your worst case scenario in versus replacing it? And he said, 25 years, you can replace this for $200,000
Repair.
to repair it. I can repair this for $200,000 or less. If you get on the list, you know, then you gotta wait to get on the list, but they're not gonna be doing that until 2030.
30, yeah.
That's when it opens up again. If we get a new bridge, we're looking at minimally that it would be $840,000.
Yep.
And that's minimum, and that's utilizing what the cost was for Crawley Falls. But
course,
we
that-
know because of this bridge, it's gonna be a little bit more.
And well, Crawley Falls was several years ago, so the economy has gone up, down, up.
And the reason he actually said realistically, and he said proposals for $19,000 for design and repairs, the repair would be anywhere between $70,000 to $160,000. That's why I had under 200,000. Additional, the cost would be for the underpinning, special injection of the grout for whatever those ETCs are. And he said that's an estimate at most. And option A was the $19,000 to also review for bids, cause he would do the bids and he would review that for us. Using the town engineers, and consulting along the way, he would do, includes, ushering or something like that that we put in there. I can't read my writing. So, but he said that would be, worst case scenario fix is gonna be $200,000.
So we should invite them both in.
Yeah, I think we should ask them to come in so they can explain to us how they're doing it.
Yeah.
So we understand more, cause I'm not gonna do it justice by explaining it.
I know. Is it Mr. Stevens from town?
Yes,
Okay.
he owns, is this guy's from Brown too, right?
TEC?
Who is?
No, CMA is from, oh, no, Town of
No.
Brown, that's from Portsmouth.
It's the other one.
I thought there was another one from.
No.
Well, it would be nice if we could use a town person, however,
Exactly.
we have to find out what it's gonna cost.
Well, see, that's where,
And that they don't wanna charge us 3 times the price of somebody else.
yeah, cause,
Correct.
cause you look at the, and then that's where I
Just 3
looked at
times?
the cost for,
Oh, well, that's what Chapel Tractors was.
yeah.
Yeah.
This one for TEC, if you look at it,
Okay.
he's got 19,000 here, for option A, but then when you look at it up on top, it says option 1 is A and B together. So I looked at that and said, oh, wait a minute, it's $46,000. And then option 2, that
A and
was
C.
$60,000. Or 78,000 if you did A and C together.
So Ken made a motion to have
Second.
2 people come in. I didn't know if you just wanted to talk on it.
No, that's fine. I'm looking at all my notes and I'm getting lost.
The gavel has been cleaned, so
Motion and second to invite these 2 people in, just pick a time and then Wayne can be here and.
Okay.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed?
Nope.
Anything else, Wayne? Enjoy your vacation? You gotta take an extra vacation this year, cause you can't go to the fair.
Oh, I gotta go to.
Is the fair canceled?
Yes.
They canceled the Deerfield Fair?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, you didn't know that?
They
Everything.
canceled the Big E Fair.
Yeah,
Really?
Yes.
They canceled all of them?
I wasn't going.
But usually that's not until the fall.
September.
That's right.
None of the rides, people or vendors wanted to come for one fair.
Well, they're not open in the library till September, what the hell?
True.
I think it's time to get that gavel out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll step back.
Joe,
On me.
you could sit right there. I can just move the speaker next to you, whatever you wanna do.
What do you want? I don't care.
And here he is.
Right there's good.
Funny.
You're 5 minutes late, Mr. Stevens.
We just talked about
We
this.
just talked about it and
Does that mean I can go?
Yes.
Yes, sure. But you're gonna come back, because we're gonna invite you.
we probably should talk about the conservation at some point too.
Are we going to talk about other things that I might be interested in?
Sure, you can stay.
Stick around.
Oh, I didn't mean you had to go.
Don't let the door.
I'm starting to act like Bob. I apologize.
Hey,
Hey,
I get along with everybody.
Hey,
What I'm in for is, I'm proposing with the two new full-time guys, running 3-day shifts. So 3 12-hour days, they get 3 days off, then they work 3. That works out to a 48-hour week and a 36-hour week. They actually get grouped together, though. You would run 3 weeks at 48, and then run the 4 at 48 and 4 at 36 because of the rotation. The 8-week period averages out to a 42-hour week, and I'm looking for the blessing to do that. The other option would be 2 on, 2 off, but they'd rather do the 3 on and 3 off. Works better for them.
So that gives us full coverage, right?
That will give you 7 days a week, one person, definitely, well,
But you end
I'm
up with
on
overtime.
5. Excuse me?
You end up with overtime, right?
There wouldn't be any overtime in that. That
You
would
said
be
it's
straight.
42 hours.
they have a short week.
They'd have a short week and a long week, and it averages out to a 42-hour week. We're working 42s and a half now, before we get paid.
We can pay fire 40, is it 43?
40,
They're at 42 and a half now, and you can change their work period, and you can make their work period separate from their pay period. So you could still pay them weekly, but say no overtime over 84 hours in the 14-day work period.
And they aren't overtime at 40, they're overtime at 43, I think.
42 and a half right now. I'm proposing a change to that too, but I wanna get through the first one first.
Well, why don't you explain that change to me
The
before I hear the
explain
second
change to that one,
one? I don't
anything
like
over,
little dibbles.
anything
I'm
over
not
their
over.
12, they will be paid overtime for. So if they're there at, the call comes in at 6 and they stay to 7, that extra hour would be overtime.
oh, that would be expected.
Hang on, and anything they come back for would be overtime. So if I do a structure fire, or I do a motor vehicle accident with entrapment, I would set up ground rules in that direction. That, if you come back for this, a retone, second medical, those type of things, they would be eligible to come back for, and that would be at overtime. But I would lay those ground rules down, so that would keep the fire alarm activations and the motor vehicle accident that I've already got a crew on for an ambulance crew,
Be outside their regularly scheduled hours.
to be out of their regular scheduled hours. So basically,
should be
anything out of that.
Well, I think they should be entitled to that.
So it'd be 48 hours at straight time or 36 hours at straight time, and then anything over 12 hours in one work day would be time and a half.
What are they currently doing? Explain to me their current schedules.
The
Doing
current
10 hours?
schedules are 8.5, Monday through Friday.
You need the help, I know.
8.5 Monday through Friday? They don't work weekends at all?
They don't work weekends at all.
So the only time you hit the overtime is if they're actually on scene for some incident?
No, that wouldn't be true, because if I, like I said, if I did
What-
a, if I did a building fire tonight, I would hope I'd get them back anyway.
Right.
But that would be assuming even if they didn't work their 36. They came in tonight, covered a call, they had next Tuesday off for whatever reason, they would get paid the overtime for the time they were there.
So, as an employee, I agree with that, but that's outside of the town policy.
Well, that's why I'm here, I'm trying to get,
I agree with anything outside the schedule hours minus holidays and vacations, but. So what he's saying now is, you have 12 hours off today as a vacation day, tomorrow you get called in for a structure fire that you're here for 10 hours, or say 5 hours, you're gonna get paid 5 hours of overtime instead of, currently you would get paid 5 hours of straight time,
Because
but you
you're
would get
vacation.
45 hours of pay instead of,
Because of your vacation.
Cause you have
Right.
to physically work 42.5 before you get overtime now.
And I would keep it that you still have to physically work that. I mean, the same thing, when we buy the earned time back at the end of the year, we don't give them time and a half.
I think that's a different issue though.
yeah.
No, it's
Kind of.
not.
You don't think so?
No, because if I have a vacation day and then I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna take that vacation day, but then you call me into work and I end up working, but I still wanna get paid for my vacation, I should only be getting straight pay, I shouldn't be, all right, fine, I end up getting regular time for me coming in and working those hours. It's all regular time, I'm not gonna expect, oh, well, you know what, I'm gonna put in for 2 days of vacation, and then, oh, a tone went off, I get called, now I get time and a half for
Well,
showing
there'd
up.
be limitations of what they could come back
there's
in.
a limitation to what they come back for. They can't come back for
Um,
the average fire alarm activation. They can, the amount of calls that's gonna affect is not that great. It really isn't. It's just an incentive to help get somebody back if I'm not getting something.
Could you give a cost breakdown, chief?
I don't have.
I know you couldn't do it now, but if you do it, highway should have it, PD should have it, so we should get a cost breakdown from all 3 departments and see what it would cost.
I mean, I've got them budgeted out for 5 hours a week at overtime right now.
So you're talking about going through the timesheets and seeing anything over a regular work day at overtime rate?
Well, how many times during the year has there been a vacation and then somebody worked extra hours?
I can almost count that on one hand.
Hmm?
I can probably count that on one
Yeah,
hand.
but that's because they were still getting straight pay. Now, if I start paying them time and a half, there might be a different incentive.
Yeah, but
But-
you're still putting a limited amount of possibilities for them coming back for that.
They're coming back because they're needed. It's not as,
They're
hey,
not coming back because it's not it wouldn't be a free-for-all.
they're coming back.
I mean, Kingston does it now. And Kingston's doing it for all fire calls. I would limit it to smoke in a building, building fire itself, MVAs with entrapment,
Second retone.
second retone that we're not covering now as it is in some cases. And then, and I don't see out of the 2 of these gentlemen it being a real issue with, I got one that's living close, the other one lives in Hampton Falls. So him coming back for a bunch of things above and beyond, I don't see happening.
Bob's a numbers guy, let's see the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the numbers are gonna be that big.
It sounds like a study, is that what you're suggesting?
That's what,
That's what Andy suggested.
I'm, numbers, what's it gonna
He's
cost
trying to
us?
make me happy.
Can I
No,
at
it's
least get
impossible.
the overtime for over the 12? And we'll go the other way for the rest of it. I'll give you the numbers for the rest.
Okay.
Well, if we,
I want it all before I make a
yeah,
decision.
because we would have to go across the board every department. It's not fair to PD to, same thing, have to cover a shift and not get paid overtime if they were on vacation.
Well, it
So
sounds
a
like,
highway in the winter, they gotta come out for a snowstorm that had,
Okay.
so that would be a policy change.
yes. But I think the majority of the board is in favor of it, Joe, it's just,
You wanna see what it's gonna cost you? I
Yes.
got you. Okay, I can look into that. I can go
But-
back through some time sheets and.
but I'll take a
See if I can
motion
figure
on
it
the new full-time schedule.
Yeah, I'll take a motion, I'll make a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to allow a 36 and a 48-hour work week. Do we need to change the fire department
We'll have to change their work periods.
work period to 2 weeks?
Well, it depends, I guess, that would depend on how you're doing the overtime.
Will it be monthly?
So you're
It
doing,
averages out monthly to a 42.
because then are you gonna do overtime at over 42 and a half, or are you gonna change overtime to 80 over 2 weeks?
80 over,
Current,
I mean,
current
84 over 2 weeks.
84 over 2 weeks.
84 over 2 weeks.
So you're gonna accumulate it at this point.
So
So
then
if they work in their 48-hour week,
it's straight
anything they
time.
picked up on that, or anything they work whatever week, we gotta accumulate it in order to make it work.
So then it has to be monthly, not weekly.
No, it'd be weekly, it'd be every 2 weeks then. So the end of your second week, you pay the overtime.
If we do overtime.
But you still gotta base that on whatever week they're working.
That
So
almost
you're
makes
basing
more
it
sense
on-
to move them
you
to a
ba-
bi-weekly pay at that point.
We did a study on that though, it wasn't.
Well, the employees didn't want it.
The bi-weekly,
But if you did a bi-weekly pay, and then you said your work period would line up with your pay periods, then you say anything over 84 and anything over 12 in a day is overtime. Because otherwise, if you have 48 hours in 1 week, you're paying it straight time, then the next week they have 42 hours, then you have to go back
Well,
to the week
you've
one,
already,
average them out, and then see which days had overtime. I mean, that's a mess for
Right.
Gloria.
You don't do that.
I mean, it'd only be for 4 employees, but
Yeah, but
it
still
could
gonna-
grow.
Personally, I think we should pause, get the information, then make a decision. Because it sounds like there's many moving parts besides just changing it to a schedule.
yeah, well, that's the schedule.
Can you see if they're okay with a bi-weekly paycheck to make this work,
I can
right?
see that. It only, yeah, it would affect 4 of them, yeah.
Just those 4.
I can see.
Alright,
So I'd make a motion to table it. That's me.
I'll withdraw.
We got a motion to study it.
I'll withdraw.
well, we have,
There's
that was
two different
something
issues.
They get 2 different discussions going
Yeah,
here.
yeah, hold on.
And then you and I will connect later this week and figure this out.
we're gonna table everything.
Yeah. I think your best bet is to have a discussion, figure it all out, and then let us know what the numbers and
You
what
know,
the
he's
plan
getting to be a
is.
real troublemaker. Joe, not you.
My turn in the bucket, what can I say?
15 years of me zinging people, so.
We need to test some hose.
Yes,
I'm not touching that one. I'll make a motion, test the hose.
I have one more thing.
Alright,
Oh,
Seeing
do you
as-
wanna know the cost for the hose?
Yeah,
$4,000.
How much is that?
And the
How
air
much?
compressor's $1,000,
How much?
$5,000.
4,000, oh yeah.
35 cents a
4,000.
foot.
for testing,
And what if they fail?
we gotta buy a new hose.
How much
Buy
is,
new hose.
how much does it cost for a new hose?
I haven't looked into it because I haven't had to buy any lately.
It's definitely gonna be more than 35 cents a foot.
You gotta
Well-
test it anyway, whether it fails, whether it fails or not, you gotta this makes it simple. They come in here, they literally lay it out in a parking lot. I have never seen it go back as neat as it goes back. I mean, you could, it's neat as a pin, they do it all. Take it off for you, check it, roll it back up, put it back on wherever it goes, whatever way you want it back.
It's in your budget, right?
It's in my budget.
So do you need a motion?
Yes.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion and second to spend $5,000 to do some hose testing, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
I have one
Motion
question
passed.
for Joe.
Yes.
Are you having any trouble with the people that do the lawn mowing around your building?
Other than they've dinged the building in about 4 different places, no.
Okay, would you be kind enough to have some photographs taken?
Shattered.
Because it
Yeah.
looks like we might have to get some money from
Their liability
the
carrier.
liability.
Yep. Yeah, if they've done damage.
Yeah.
I thought I saw that the last time I was there, but,
There's a spot out front and there's a spot out back. I haven't looked anywhere else, but I
Okay.
know of 2. Kevin pointed one out to me the other day and I knew there was one out front already.
Yeah, if they're dinging, are they,
And if we can get it on camera, that would be great.
yeah.
Have they,
I don't
How
go
are they
outside
do-
while they're mowing.
how are they doing okay?
No, I mean, our surveillance cameras.
No, I
Are
don't
they-
have them outside.
Oh.
Are they doing okay around the solar panels too, or no? Cause if
They
they're
haven't
digging
hit
the
anything with
building, I'm
solar
wondering
panels.
if they're hitting those, yeah.
Not that I know of anyway.
I
Have
haven't.
you seen how they mow them?
No,
They drive underneath and then he turns his head so he can get as close to the panel as he can, and then he backs up and like, oh, this bad.
that would be really
That's
bad.
all I have, troublemaker.
At least
I
we
got-
have first responders close
So if
by.
I got my cascade too, cause you only voted on the hose.
We gave you $5,000.
Oh, you did, okay. All right. Karen and I tossed something else around.
She just threw you under the bus real quick.
Holidays and paying them all at the end.
So for police and fire, to lump their holidays and then pay them at the end of the year, all 11 holidays, or however many holidays they were eligible for.
Doesn't make any difference.
You gotta pay them
Doesn't
anyway.
make any difference, wages wise, it cleans it up for payroll. I mean, if they're on duty
Okay.
that day, then they're on duty that day, they get paid whatever they were gonna get
Right.
paid, and then they get their holiday pay right before Christmas.
I've seen towns that do it, and it's a nice little Christmas bonus for
Okay,
employees.
I'll make a motion, we do that.
Well,
We're on board.
okay.
Thank you, chief.
Highway,
not a
highway, do you
troublemaker,
wanna
I
be on
can't.
board, or do you, oh, no, cause you guys don't work it, so.
We don't work.
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And Joe replaced his septic pump, which was about 17.
Is that
Actually,
holiday
that-
pay for everybody?
Oh, it's
That's
for
coming in
Everybody,
less.
or just-
Fire and police.
When I hand you
Just
the
fire
bill,
police,
that
not
you will be
everybody else.
surprised. I
Well,
had some-
they don't work those days, so they
Oh.
would lose money that week if they didn't get paid.
She was bringing up the septic system that I had trouble with the pump again, and originally got a quote for $17.50. Actually got somebody else to come in and look at it and go through it, and it may be close to the $300.
Really?
Yep.
It's amazing how that
Oh,
happens.
Now, we could rent Don's John's for like $48 a month.
You want Don's John.
No,
No,
not a good idea, okay.
no, you don't wanna.
That's all we use, someone
So
tipping
that's
over the
We're
board.
trying to work on what the problem is.
So
I
the
know.
$1,700
I have an idea what the problem is.
estimate maybe
Three.
Wow.
I like that. You know, just working it overtime.
I think that's it for me.
Thank you, sir.
That's good.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe.
So, before you go, because I know now we've tabled everything, where do we stand with what I asked you earlier when we were talking about the 48 and 36? Is that still gonna give us full, are you still gonna have full coverage in the next couple of weeks while we?
No, actually Saturday's wide open. The first Saturday I've had in quite a while, it's wide open. I have in the last couple of weeks had one person in by themselves. I've been fortunate to get a second person out to cover a couple of the calls, and a couple of the others have been, mutual aid, but at least we got somebody started in the direction.
So just so I understand, until we get this hourly thing worked out,
Until I get the other two people hired that I need to hire, which I'm waiting on background checks, and I'd like to do as quick as possible after that, and it's gonna be a crash course in learning for one of them, then it will go to 12-hour days, 6 to 6.
We're not at a scheduling issue, we're at a
7
people
days.
issue.
We're at a people issue.
We still don't have enough people to do the schedule.
Welcome to the warm weather,
Mhm.
and I don't blame you.
I got it. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for your time.
Hey, I like the car.
You like
Oh,
the
it's
car?
awesome.
It needs to be labeled better.
It is awesome.
Yeah, the extra money you saved on the septic pump, we could put some more letters on it.
I don't wanna know.
But we do.
It looks nice that way. And I would give you the answer that I would give Kevin if he asked me to do that. Take a ride to Hampton and it matches theirs.
I'm not matching, I'm not Hampton, so let's just make
No,
it,
but I'm just,
let's pimp your ride with a bunch of logos.
Thank you very much. We're gonna start advertising so we can get some money in here, don't go.
Boston Post came.
So you guys already voted to give it to Paul Robinson?
Yep.
So we just have to schedule a ceremony.
Can he come to a meeting?
I don't think he can
I
come to a
don't
meeting, I
think so.
think they would prefer to do it at their home
Oh,
outside.
okay.
So I don't know if you wanna all go and post a meeting
I
there, or just have one
don't-
person, I think you should probably have
I
as
don't think
few
you
people
should
as
have-
possible.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
shouldn't have
Yeah.
everyone show up. Who do you want to assign for that?
I live
Maybe
close by.
Phyllis and
I live right down the
Karen,
street,
or-
I know them, so
Well, you and I
you and
and,
I can do it, and Karen,
We did the last 3 for 3
Sure.
months with them.
yeah, we could do that.
Who's getting it?
Paul
Paul
Robinson.
Robinson.
Oh, good, good.
He's the guy that lives next door to you?
Close.
Did we get an answer from the school yet about having the primary at the school?
No, they decided not to have a meeting last night. They let me know after the fact. For some reason, I think that's gonna get corrected, but.
Well, in the past, we wrote a letter to the principal who gave it to the superintendent.
Right, and I don't think it's gonna be a problem. I was just gonna bring it up again last night because they had scheduled a meeting.
Well, I mean, I know we
There
have it
is
for
a-
November, but we don't have a
There's a
definite
joint
answer.
meeting, in 2 weeks, and they've assured me that I'm going to be on the notification emails going forward, so that I will get notifications, cause I was trying to get on the meeting last night and they had canceled it like a week ago.
Has Daphne sent a request to the,
Yeah, we have.
We
I
sent
think
a
we've
letter
already-
We sent a
to
letter.
Dr. Ryan, and then he followed up with, I followed up with Chris Andruski, who said it was supposed to be on the agenda for the next school board meeting, which apparently hasn't happened yet.
No, so I will, it's on my agenda, it's on my radar, and I will continue to pursue that. I would like us to get a formal, yes, it's okay, or no, it's not, so I'll pursue it some more.
I think with all the push that the Secretary of State's doing, I think you're gonna see a majority of absentee ballots.
Oh, yeah, I think there'll be a lot of absentee ballots.
I agree.
Cause they just launched a new website with,
Right.
Now, is the state gonna help us pay for, the postage, or?
Huh.
probably not.
No, we're talking about big bucks.
But you'll save on lunch money.
Say no money.
No, they're gonna feed us anyway.
Well, you know,
That's what I
that-
said.
That might be a problem. I haven't decided yet what to do about that.
About what?
There's no
About
place
lunch
to
and
cook.
supper. I don't know
There's
yet.
no place to cook over there, right? You can't use the
We should
kitchen,
do a thing.
No, you would have to do,
Take in,
cater it in.
cater it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that,
you can buy a platter or something like that.
Yeah.
But you don't wanna
Well,
do
you're
that.
gonna feed
we
us.
always,
Oh,
we
you
always
can't
get
do family
sandwiches
style,
at
right?
night, but I haven't just,
Well, before we get carried away, let's make sure we have the facility first, so then we'll go from there. We can cater.
We can't stop voting, I mean, that's.
No,
Right.
it's gonna happen.
right.
Okay,
That warrant, civil forfeiture,
Do we know how many unlicensed dogs we have? If you had to take a guess.
this many?
What is that?
don't forget with COVID, are we gonna have to extend it?
What is that?
With the whole
Unlicensed.
COVID thing,
I
would
think it
you
was about
wanna extend
300.
that or?
Sorry, it's supposed to be done in April, it's now July, they can do it online.
I wanna say it's about 300.
Alright, I'll take a motion to sign the warrant for
Yes, you
unlicensed
got it.
dogs.
Second.
Motion is second.
Did you hear me, Phils?
No?
Dog forfeitures. motion
You're
to-
interrupting.
It's a motion
I'm
for
gonna
the
throw
dog
her out.
forfeiture.
Motion to sign the warrant for unlicensed dogs.
Yes, I
How
made
many
a motion.
unlicensed dogs?
300.
That many.
About 300.
Are you kidding me?
That's
I
about
think
right.
that's the usual number.
That's about the right number.
Well, one year, didn't you go to house?
I went 400.
Motion to sign the warrant for
Aye.
unlicensed dogs.
I made the motion.
And I seconded it, so.
Any further discussion?
No.
I couldn't
All in
forget
favor?
to use it.
I,
Anyone opposed?
Just the dog owners.
and that starts effective what, August first?
April,
No, there's a fee
Ju-
that's for,
July.
July 20-something, that,
okay.
27th, I think.
Is your dog registered?
Yes, all three of them
And
I'm
what-
positive.
what-
I went and
While
paid
the
Daphne
chief's here,
myself.
I mean, this is a pertinent issue, what are we doing about animal control? Are we still having the officers do it? And are we gonna pursue hiring an animal control officer? Or
If I happen to find the right candidate, yes.
do we have an advertisement out there or anything? No.
We haven't in a while. We didn't really get anybody
And
the
so
last
you
time.
heard the Exeter animal control officer, she is only
Yeah,
doing,
we're just stacking my hair,
I'm sorry?
she's only doing animal control. She is not doing any other business.
She's not doing.
Parking?
Not doing part-time, not doing parking, no, she is only doing animal control, so I don't know where we are with that, but I suspect that she probably has enough business that she's not gonna go outside the perimeter.
No, I think the town manager there was not in favor of contracting
So,
her I think Epping's in the same boat there.
Epping's even in a more unique situation because their animal control officer has been kind of absentee for a while now, so. And they, unlike us, they don't even pursue this anymore. And it's weird because when I talked to the town clerk up there, she realizes this is a, you know, a revenue stream for the town, but they don't have anything.
So they don't
They don't,
do anything about licensing?
no,
Okay.
no, cause this is, you know.
This conversation is going to the dogs.
At this point, when we have this many people that aren't registered, that's a lot of money we're talking about.
You know what surprises me is how many of these people were served as civil forfeiture last year.
I know, it's
Oh, why
always,
it lists
it's always the same
on
one.
there?
Well, it lists the issue date of the license.
They'll blame it on the virus this year.
Well, they didn't get the notification. Sandown did ours the other day and we had 900. We sent
Really?
out a Facebook posting and said, civil forfeitures are coming. Half of them cleaned them up, but there was still,
So we should probably post something.
Well, I was always surprised when people went, oh, and how much would it have been?
$7.
It would have been $7 as opposed to, you know, $40. Duh.
This is the annual agreement for the blacksmith to use the PRC. They've already paid their lease $500.
do they still do something for us? Cause I remember way back they used to do a project for us.
They do that in lieu of doing something for us. 'Cause they used to give us 40 hours of labor.
They're all sick, old, that died.
40 hours of labor is a lot more than $500.
When-
At today's
One
rate.
person.
At today's rate, yeah, what are we paying them per person?
Well, what does blacksmithing cost?
Well, I know when I had my horses shoed, it was
Not
like
cheap.
$160 every few weeks, so.
For each horse or for all?
You want a motion?
I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second to sign the
Second.
agreement? All in favor?
Alright.
Anyone opposed?
Bob's horses.
I have natural horse trimming, I don't need them anymore.
When is the recreation department gonna start up with their, like, chair yoga and all that?
They're not doing senior programming until after summer camp is over. So they'll be looking to start those events in the September.
Really? She's doing it online, you know.
Virtual.
Well, it's kinda you have to do, you don't,
You can't really get.
can't really put a bunch of seniors in a room and
Well,
then,
there's not that many when we do chair yoga, there would be plenty of room to,
Well, and he's limiting the amount of activity that's happening in the building so we can keep it as
sanitary.
sanitary for the campers as we can. So that's why he's not doing any rentals or anything in the building right now. So
Oh,
only the
really?
campers are in the building. And then it's getting cleaned every night and every morning.
I'm not happy
Yeah.
about that, but that's okay.
You can only submit for 15 invoices per request, so I did 2 for the Gopher grant. So the next submission is for July 15th. So one of the invoices is for $2879.99 and the other is $5533.03. This is mostly plexi, a couple of computers at the library, and cleaning supplies.
Make a motion.
Aren't we going for 4?
We are, so that'll go on the next submission for
July
September.
15th.
Yeah, so we're gonna go
Oh,
for,
September.
so we have one more submission that we can do with our July and August billings, due in
You make the
September.
motion.
I made a motion.
I'll second it.
First.
Well, we have 105,000, so.
We have a motion and a second, any further discussion? All in favor of signing these two Gopher grant applications?
Aye.
And I just need 3
So
signatures.
after these are submitted, we have about 97,000 remaining. The hazard pay that was issued tonight, the gross wages was already paid and reimbursed from the state, which is separate from the Gopher grant.
Okay.
What's submitted on here is the FICA Medi, and it's not New Hampshire retirement eligible,
Oh.
which is why it had to be a separate check,
So this is all the stuff we did here to,
and with all the invoices attached.
okay. You'll see it down there, it's both listed there.
A lot of the expenses was the library, cause they got, I believe they got 3 laptops and then all of their plexi barriers.
Yeah, it was 2,000 for the plexi.
We only need 3 signatures.
Yeah.
You can send it back to me if you want.
No,
Or
we're
we
just
just put
stacking,
it-
I'm just
stack it.
stacking it.
Yeah.
Stack it, yeah.
stacking it and then she can get
Is
on
the
the
contract for Target New England for the renovations in the PD.
motion.
Second. Do we have a start date, Andy?
Did we finally get a different price? Didn't we put it out to,
Yes, and so that was decided at the last meeting, they submitted a new quote with Kip's revised scope. Then I was checking references and this is the last
well,
piece.
yeah, I remember now.
So start date is the week of July 27th, projected end date is the week of September 3rd.
Did we approve that already?
We did, I just need to execute the contract.
Motion
Second.
Motion, I thought
Any
we already-
discussion?
to sign.
All in favor of signing the contract?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright,
Anybody opposed?
this is everybody's signature.
This is your Comcast franchise agreement, which remains largely the same. This term is for 10 years. It's been reviewed by Primex in terms of liability and by town council.
But they never came back before us to talk to us.
They
No.
only came back with the senior discount, which is outside of the scope of this contract.
So this
What's the
Comcast?
senior discount?
$2.
They offered $2, but we wanted to talk to them before we signed anything and they haven't
Right.
shown up.
Yeah,
No,
I
they
would,
need to show up.
I would love to have a talk with them.
I don't wanna sign up till they come here.
That's my,
Okay.
Opinion, but
I,
tell them to
I
show up
really
here,
think
we'll talk,
Comcast
chat.
wants to talk to me.
Yeah.
I think they
I
would
really
enjoy
don't
it.
think they wanna talk to you.
I
I
have a
want you to
feeling
talk
that
to them.
Comcast wants to talk to me.
I
want
spoke
you
to
to
him
talk
today
to
and I paid my bill.
And that's why they wanna talk to me. Cause he paid his bill.
They're not gonna do anything.
No.
Well, I think we should let Bob have a shot at it.
Sure.
yes, I.
Let me just tell them how much I
Love them.
dislike some of their stuff.
This is an abatement for Eversource for the second installment of the settlement agreement.
Make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Isn't 10 years a long time?
Sometimes you don't ask, you don't get, so I'd like to have a chat
Yeah,
with them.
10 years is a long time.
Yeah, some of us won't be here in 10 years, so I could care less.
I'm
Sir.
gonna be here till I'm
Speak for yourself.
I think
I am.
we should ask them to
I
pay
said
us just to
aye.
be here.
This is an abatement for EIP, that's just for an error in
Personally.
the data entry. So it
What
results
the
in
heck,
a
I
credit.
make a motion.
services, you want that?
Lovely.
Don't
I'd rather
ask,
have-
don't get.
So is 10 years the
Somebody would
standard
pass
that
a law
Comcast
that-
10 years is the
After you've
standard,
lived in your house
last
for 50
time
years,
we
you don't
changed
have
it
to
to
pay
5,
school
but
bill.
all that really
That
ends
would
up
be
happening
even
is
better.
you pay more legal fees because by and
I'm
large it
halfway
stays the
there.
same.
Maybe.
You know, they changed a couple of
They haven't
statutes.
talked to
maybe.
Bob this time.
Bob was here when we did the last agreement 5 years ago.
Yeah, but they never came in and talked to us.
They did. We
We had a
spoke to
public
them.
hearing,
Yeah.
But
and
they,
Ken and I had a separate meeting with them.
yeah, I wanna have the meeting. I wanna see them across the table.
We're gonna
Break-
send you to
Oh, we might
Birmingham,
put it on the
Alabama,
And
where
break-
the headquarters
and
is.
break bread with them.
And why do you have to go 10 years? Can you make it 5?
Yeah, but it just costs us money.
They'll increase the rate in 5 years, I'm sure.
Well, they still can increase the rate outside of the.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Right, because programming and
All
rates
right.
are outside.
So, EIP communications and abatement because somebody inputted something wrong on the computer.
We made a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
This is for the background checks.
Did we wanna wait on this?
Yeah,
Is that non-public?
yeah.
You wanna address conservation?
Yeah, I
What
think-
do I have left?
Bob wants to address conservation.
I think it's a great idea, good timing.
So we need to, we've had another resignation on the Conservation Commission, so we need to have a Conservation Commission meeting, but we have only alternates that are on there, so we need to reach out to the ones that are alternates, which one happens to be here, to see if they're willing to serve full-time or permanently on there. And then we also need to get the word out there that we're looking for people that are interested in serving on that.
Phyllis, when's your next meeting?
They don't have one yet. We
don't
gotta set
have
one up.
We don't.
They can't have one,
They need
don't
a
have
quorum. They need a quorum to have one.
They only have Phyllis and 2 alternates.
So we need to find out if the alternates are willing to serve full-time.
Are you ready to serve?
I'm ready to serve, Phyllis, as long as you're gonna be there, I'm ready to serve. But I did have a question.
Sure.
So what, I'm not obviously privy to the resignations and stuff. I heard that Edie stepped down.
Yes.
Everybody's left.
The secretary was Heather, she
And
stepped down?
she's left? She
She-
doesn't wanna come back?
Well, she's not resigning, her term was up and she has decided to not renew her term, or to ask to be reappointed.
Okay, so she's basically stepping away from the
Right.
town. Okay, and so there's one full-time member then, that's Phyllis, I believe, right now?
Yeah, me, yeah.
And then we have alternates, and, yeah, I'm perfectly willing to.
Carol, that'd be a good job for you.
And
I asked her,
I
she
know
said no.
Robin Brighton wants to be full-time
I'm
too.
pretty confident of that too, I don't
Well,
wanna speak for
I
her,
asked her.
but yeah, I've spoken to her as well, she
Right.
expressed it.
So would that give you enough
Quorum.
quorum?
But we would still need to
We still need
seek
more members, but at least we can
But they can have a meeting.
have a
And
meeting.
elect a chair. So I'll make a motion that we appoint Robin and
We
Bob.
can't appoint Robin until we ask her.
Oh,
Well, I've asked her and she wants to be appointed.
Okay.
I've talked to her twice about it, so.
so I'll make a motion that we appoint Bob and
Robin,
Robin as,
permanent.
yeah, full
members.
member instead of auxiliary
I'll second that.
alternate.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody
And then-
opposed?
Nope, and then they would just need to call a meeting and tell Karen,
So,
Well, we need to sign an
So-
appointment and they need to get sworn in.
okay.
so you guys made the motion, so I'll do the appointment slips, and then when 3 of you come in next week to sign the manifest, you can sign those slips, and then they can come in after that Tuesday at night and get sworn in.
Well, and if we have a meeting, I can swear them in before their meeting, cause I'm a JP
right.
and I'm a selectman, I can pour them
So that
in.
makes it easier.
Thank you.
Yeah, so they can
So
have a
it'd be
meeting
added.
next Wednesday if they want, like normal, right?
Yeah.
And
I
did we
think
already
that-
get the keys back from Edie and everything else?
So we can post, who has to post a meeting? I mean,
I'll post the meeting, I'll go back.
you'll
I'll have
post
to go
it,
back
so
to
we'll have it
posting
next Wednesday? Next Wednesday?
And then something in the Brentwood newsletter that we're seeking
Members.
members.
Right.
I would say post something at the library, but they're closed.
Yeah. True,
Yeah.
true.
Just gotta keep doing that, huh?
Post it on our website. Well, you go to the library to read stuff, but maybe they can read it on the internet.
Well, the website is definitely an option.
So,
Maybe ask Daphne to put something on.
Facebook.
Actually, you can put something on Facebook.
no, I don't put anything on Facebook. 'cause
How'd
I
your
don't
wife put it on
I
Facebook?
put my dog on Facebook, that's
Actually,
it.
you can only put one, you can only do one site.
I don't know how to post
Yeah,
it.
I only do one site because I don't belong to the other one. Yeah, how many positions do we need to fill? 3, 4?
Oh, we need 3 people for 3 years, 1 for 2 years, and 1 for 1 year, plus alternates.
How many members are supposed to be on the board?
Well, there's 5 members on the board, that's what was originally,
Including the select person or no?
No,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Is Doug Howie still on as an
he's
alternate?
an alternate, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
There were 7 alternate positions, I believe.
Yeah, there was 7
5.
alternates, why they had so many
Yeah,
alternates?
that's too many people.
No, I think it's seven full and 5 alternates is the most that they can have, I believe.
Can we see
Well,
what
I
the,
looked at the warrant article that they passed at town meeting, they didn't specify a number, so I don't know if that's someplace else.
I think 5 would be fine, right?
Yeah.
I think it's in the regulation, I recall reading the regulation about a year ago when I was joining, and I think there's something to that effect, that it should be no more than 7 members.
and I think we
Yeah,
can
there's
ask
7,
John
there's
too.
7 members, 7 full-time members.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
asked him if he
and
wanted to
then
buy
up to
alternates.
12 total with.
But you should remember what the
Alternates.
makeup is supposed to be, cause
It's 7 members and then 5 alternates.
I think that's right, I think that's under the statute.
Yeah,
5 alternates still seems like a lot.
Well, 7 seems like a big
We
group
need a
too.
number.
You need an odd number.
Yep.
Yeah,
they don't all show up, well, I don't know what the new group will do, but,
yeah, I know you usually show up to the meeting and you're surprised to see that they'd have all 4 alternates basically posted, but okay. At least now we got that moving along.
Chief, do you have anything public before we go to non-public? Anybody have anything for public?
Nope.
Phyllis?
No, I just wanted to know about the school, I found out about that, we don't know yet, so.
Ken?
No, I'm done.
Bill?
Library's not sure what they're doing, they're waiting for, they had their meeting yesterday, they're waiting for the plexi to get installed, and then they'll know when they wanna start opening the building to patrons coming in.
Did anybody hear, the governor was supposed to say some stuff
There's a lot of talk for nobody wanting
We
to
did,
talk.
we didn't do this,
The
Did
governor
the
was supposed to
governor
what?
address
You
schools
don't
at all
say.
today, or does anybody know?
Not that I
You
heard.
didn't?
no.
I
That's,
haven't
that's the
been
big
to
issue,
come
that
to
they
a
don't,
meeting.
they're not really sure how they wanna go forward with the schools, so.
Was that public or was the START team just making their recommendations to the governor?
They're having a meeting in 2 weeks too, for that, which I'm supposedly gonna get invited to, so hopefully.
I don't know how much the school district's gonna have say over, the governor's gonna say the schools are gonna be open and,
No, it's the other way around. The governor's gonna make recommendations, each school district's gonna make their own
Make
decision
their
as
own,
to how
yeah,
they
I heard
so
that.
that's gonna be a nightmare.
Yep,
Right.
sure is.
I think we should tell Bob what we discussed about the,
The bridges?
yeah, the bids.
No, that's why he's being invited back. with
That's
the
a
other
different
He
bid.
meeting.
doesn't know that, and we should tell him.
No, he's gonna get a letter
Oh,
from
well,
Karen.
I think he kinda would like to know that we
Okay.
didn't do these and that,
That's
We
fine.
got a lot of non-public to go through, so
okay.
it's not fair to the other vendor if we discuss it now and.
I'm not saying discuss it, just tell him that he's gonna be invited to a meeting, that's all he wants to know, that we didn't.
That occurred like 35 minutes ago?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't here then.
Yes, we told him when he walked in.
Oh, I don't think he understood.
You're gonna be invited back, basically is what we're telling you.
I don't know.
Alright, I'll shut up.
Good idea. Get out of here.
All right,
Now I'm gonna make a motion to go non-public in
Good night,
accordance with
Carol.
91A,
For
311,
employee
A,
matters.
B, C, D, E, and
Thank
I
you for
for
the
Wait, was
employer.
that a second?
What's that?
Yes.
Thanks for the trees.
any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 You're
Phyllis,
blocked.
Thank
aye.
you. I switched it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Just to be clear, there's no more public discussion.
No more public.
None.
Come on, you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Oh,
What did you all have before you came here?
I'm just having coffee, man, that's all I'm having. I know I'm gonna have pulled pork when I get home, and I gotta move
Oh,
the
that
tractor
sounds
now.
good.
Cause his tractor's
But I
stuck.
do have a good chief.
you know, I made the dinner for everyone, and I made teriyaki